Happy New Year! Welcome, I'm Dr. Mao. I know many of you have made a list of New Year resolutions and are ready and gung-ho to get going. However, you might want to try a different approach this year that may be more effective and bring more satisfaction. More on this in a moment. First, an update to my Confessions of a Workaholic post. I guess this is turning out to be a series, so I'll just go with the flow. It's been 3 months since my initial revelation and my meditation experience in Umbria, Italy. I'm happy to share with you the changes that I've made since in my life and within me. I'm so grateful for the many patients, friends, and students whom have reached out after watching my Confessions of a Workaholic post. Thank you so much for your kind words of support and encouragement. Many of you have also shared how the post had made you reflect on your own life and the changes you've made. Kudos to you. I began my changes by writing apology letters to my wife and children, regretting not being present when they were growing up and taking my parents, my brother, my wife, and other family members for granted. I also reached out to my close friends and apologized for not staying in touch. I feel so blessed as I've received nothing but loving support from my whole family, business partners, colleagues, and everyone at our office for my new lifestyle change. So instead of making a New Year resolution this year, I decided to continue my Life 2.0 change that I shared in my first Confessions post. Feel free to watch that if you haven't done so. So here's what I've been doing. On the work front, I'm now working less than 50% of the previous 10-hour day schedule. I'm more present, focused, and attentive with each patient and have stopped multitasking. However, I'd be lying if I told you that I don't feel guilty, because I do, especially when so many patients have told me that they have had a hard time getting an appointment to see me. When the guilt feelings come up, I remind myself that I can be a better doctor for my patients when I take better care of myself. On a personal front, I've been logging, on average, 8 hours of sleep per night, more than I've done in a long time, despite having written profusely that sleep is super critical for health and longevity. Each morning, before I leave for work, I've already practiced my Tai Chi and Qigong, meditated and walked, biked, and rode. The wonderful thing is that our adult children love to and are great cooks, so we all participate in making delicious and healthy meals together. Now that I have more time, I enjoy experimenting with recipes. For example, I've been making plant-based milk and using the leftover residues like almonds, hemp seeds, and soy, and baking muffins, bread, and chocolate brownies with them, with zero glycemic sweeteners like monk fruit and stevia. I'm so grateful that so many people around me have stepped up to take care of the many tasks that I felt like I must do, when in reality, I should have been empowering and trusting others to do their job. The truth is, that I was maybe sort of a control freak. I used to desire to control the outcome of everything, but ran myself to the ground in the process. I did not know that I was stressed out because I really did enjoy doing everything. But in the end, it took a toll on my well-being and my relationships. I also reflected on my 5-element personality and thought that I had evolved from my younger, authoritative wood element, also known as type A personality, of the need to get things done, to the older, wise water element, also known as the mellow and reflective personality, where I can be accepting and go with the flow when, in fact, I was not being honest with myself. I had to take ownership of myself in order to truly change and evolve my core element personality. If you don't know your 5-element personality, go to taostar.com and take the element personality test, and then check out my book, Live Your Ultimate Life. I took my own advice in the book and started to practice acceptance and truly letting go. The magic of stillness and being present is a precious gift to myself. Now I realized that workaholism, the obsession to achieve, is an addiction. It's no surprise that it's a typical trait of an imbalance in the wood element personality. Addiction to achievement is no different than being addicted to a substance, and in my mind, I simply justified it by the fact that I was being productive. And just like substance addiction, although more subtle, work became a preoccupation of time, energy, and resources. Naturally, being productive in one's life is important, especially when you're actualizing your life's purpose and fulfilling your gifts. However, when pursuit became extreme and all-consuming, it's no longer healthy. I've come to see that I fell into the trap of success that I set for myself. After the last 3 months, I'm happy to say that I'm living a more balanced life, coming home for lunch every day, walking and playing with our beloved dog, Bodhi, and spending more time than ever with family, friends, and personal interests. I've begun to take long walks with my wife and our dog, writing poetry, practicing Chinese calligraphy, and plan to take up more gardening. I'm humbled by the speedy results of my changes. My awakening came at a critical time as I saw the cliff looming. And if I just plowed ahead like usual, I'm sure I would have fallen off with grave consequences. But instead, I made the decision and commitment to pull back, and my life is so much better as a result. More importantly, I have never felt more fulfilled in my life, despite achieving so much less by my old standards. This is a paradox. The urge to do more comes up often, but I have tools to quiet the temptations and be mindful that I do have the power to decide in each moment of my life. So far, so good. I'm happier, healthier, and freer. For that, I wouldn't go back to my old workaholic ways. So now, back to the New Year resolution. Instead of making goals and another list of things to achieve, like lose 10 pounds or exercise 30 minutes a day, first, take your 5-element personality quiz at dowstar.com. Really take ownership of your element personality so that you'll understand what is blocking you. For me, it was the obsession to achieve. Second, commit to taking care of yourself before you take care of others, like your family and your job. Like the safety drills of airline flights, when cabin loses pressure, put the oxygen mask on you before helping others, including your own family. Third, instead of short-term lists of goals, make it a new lifestyle and enlist support from family, friends, and coworkers. Then publicly announce the changes so that everyone can help encourage as well as hold you accountable, like I did. I'll be back to give you an update in about 3 months. Until then, try this new approach to change and let me know how it turns out. May you live long, live strong, and live happy.